going to talk about the start. In any Opti race. In Opti racing, when I first started coaching back in the late 80s, we were doing big, long, hour-and-a-half Olympic courses. We were doing big, long courses. And at about that time, like the 92 Olympics, they started making racing courses shorter for all fleets, for Olympic boats, even for big one-design boats, although I think that came a little later in the 90s. But they really started shortening courses, and it trickled right down to Optis. The Opti races at the World Championships are 45 minutes long. They are short. When you sail a short race like that, you don't have a lot of time to make a comeback if you don't do well at the start. So starting is super important. In America, we have this college sailing thing, high school sailing and then college sailing, and their races are supposed to be 16 to 18 minutes long. And also, not a lot of time to come back if you pooch the start. So, if you can get some really good starting skills from your Opti years, you will be a superstar as you move on. Okay? And here is my #1 most repeated lesson after a big regatta of watching a team, one of my teams sail, is the hip-hop effect. Okay? And this is especially true in Optis and true in every other fleet as well. An Opti is a tremendously underpowered boat. When Clark Mills first started looking at the whole design, he was looking at that El Toro boat. Who knows what an El Toro is? Okay. Out on the West Coast, and in other parts of the world too, in South America they have this boat called an El Toro, which looks like an Opti. It's got a pram bow, but it's got a triangle sail. Instead of our little lopped off sail, oops, I did that wrong. Instead of our little lopped off sail. Oh, but I didn't plan well. The El Toro sail actually goes up and makes a triangle. Okay? It actually goes up and makes a triangle. But Clark Mills said, nope, cut that off. And they got rid of it. They depowered the boat a little bit. Because in Clearwater, Florida, where they were sailing, they actually get a fair amount of breeze, and they didn't want to overpower the boat. So, we have this cute little sail. And a little boat with a big flat front on it. We already talked about making sure the boat's balanced so you're keeping the corners out. When you keep the corners out, it also keeps that bow from plowing into the water and slowing you down. Okay? So, when you're starting in an Opti race, and again, I apologize for the bows. The colors don't matter here. How many people here have done a start before? Either in practice or in a regatta? Have you gone over starting on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, who wants to tell me what an Opti Green Fleet starting line looks like? At 3 minutes, what is it doing?
Chaos.
Everybody's above the boat.
Mob all those boats around the committee boat.
Crashing.
Okay. So there is some security, and this is probably because at home, like at your home club when you practice, you've got a coach boat, and you're hanging out with the coach boat. So there is some security in being near the motorboat. Okay. So yes, so often this is the deal. Everyone is like over here, hanging out. Okay? And then, as people kind of figure out what happens to these guys down here when you've got all these boats on top of you. Think about these boats. This guy's just luffing because he has no idea what he's doing. He's starting to go backwards. This guy's got his sail on the wrong side because he's stuck on it. You know, this guy's actually trying to sail out of here. This guy's trying to sail out of here. What's happening behind, and this race committee boat is ginormous. It's got a big tuna tower on it. It's got all the fishing lines and tons of flags. Okay, so it's really high. So what's happening? What's the wind doing? There's my wind as it comes down. It's hitting this boat, and what's it doing? It's pushing it backwards. Is the wind scooting past it? Or is the wind just bouncing off of it? The wind, when it hits these things, wind is not stupid. It doesn't want to work hard. If it bumps into something, it's like, I got a way out. I'm going up and over. Okay? So the wind goes up and over. Or maybe it scoots to the left, and boom, it bounces into someone else, and it goes up and over. Or maybe there's a sail like this guy, and his sail is luffing, and the wind is like, oh, that's fun. I'm going to dance along the side of the sail and make it luff. Okay? So is that wind going in one direction?
No.
No, it's changing directions. And it's not so strong anymore. So the wind, if it's not totally going up and over all this, or around all this, it's getting lighter. So what happens to our yellow 4? Does he have any wind? No.
Yes.
Does he have a little?
Yeah.
Maybe he has
Very
a
little.
Does he have as much as these guys do up here?
No.
No. Does he have as much as this guy does over here?
No.
No. Okay? Because the wind, as we're cruising along the starting line, and we're going to jam these guys up like true Opti style here. Okay? The wind, as it comes down, is going to hit these guys in the front of the fleet. And it's going to go into their sails. And they are going to sail off the line. But what's behind each one of their boats?
Wind.
A big wind
Shadow.
Okay? A big wind shadow. Okay? So all of these guys, are they going to be able to go fast?
No.
No. In some cases, and I see it all the time in Greenfleet, the kids who figure it out and get going can get off the line. But the wind is doing a hip hop over the entire fleet and landing somewhere down here and continuing to go. This line of sails creates a giant wall for the wind. And the wind's not stupid. It's going to take the path of least resistance. When it hits the wall, where's it going to go?
Up.
It's going to go up and
Over.
over, and then maybe if you're lucky, it'll come down near you if you're the second row or the third row, or this guy's going to be the 7th row. Okay? So, if you look at an Opti race course,